and Dave Daly right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley. I had this topic picked up, and I was going to start off with something, and I can't quite remember what it was because Dave took it upon himself to start telling me about watching the Eagles on YouTube from 1974. Number
No,
one,
1977.
whatever.
You see, your
You said
listening skills
74.
suck. I said 77.
No, you didn't.
They weren't even doing.
I was the
It's
one
77.
being assaulted by your milk toast band once again. And let me just finish the thought here. And as he blathered on about how amazing it is to watch five guys standing there staring at the floor, I lost my complete train of thought and everywhere I was going to go with this show today. So I apologize for that, dear audience. And Dave just seems to have reveled in the excitement of throwing me off track, and which is fine.
That wasn't the intent.
Because you know what, I can zig, I can zag. I've got that kind of dexterity when it comes to being an entertainer and a host. But again, the Eagles sold some records.
So, some
had a few
more
hits.
than anybody else.
Had a few hits.
Michael
Jackson may have been.
All of them.
Michael
all
Jackson.
All of them were hits.
Michael Jackson.
Even their B-sides are awesome.
Okay.
It's like when you got 2,000 songs, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
The fact that one of the best singers could die and then you throw his son in and it's seamless. Holy shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. All right.
It's ridiculous. I've said this, and this bears repeating. This is how you know, as you roll your eyes, this is how you know a band is great. They don't have to do anything else but sing and play their instruments. They don't have to dance around. You don't have to have a bunch of bullshit pyrotechnics. You don't have to have some mediocre, clumsy pop singer dancer prancing around, pretending to be not sexy. No, you just need cool voices, good tunes. That's it. Everybody loves it. That's all you need.
Okay. All right. You win.
I do.
I literally can't.
Victory's mine.
Handle. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I distracted. I wasn't even going to bring it up.
Let me just start off by saying, you know what? For a guy who won't buy a ticket to anything,
that's right.
Your willingness to be a critique is out of this world. I have seen shows so spectacular and so worth it when it comes down to putting big money down for concerts. I was glad I bought them. Elton John, amazing. Pink Floyd, stunning. Electric Light Orchestra, who we're going to go see again this year. Probably the best of all of them. And with Electric Light Orchestra, you got Jeff Lynne standing there, who, by the way, is essentially the Pope, Dalai Lama, and and Gandhi wrapped up in one in the music world. The Eagles are five bums that were Linda Ronstadt's backup band.
You keep bringing that up all the time. It's
because the truth stings.
It doesn't sting
at
all.
They were unemployed,
they're great.
Loafing around the record company, and they said, "Get your ass into the studio and record an album."
And they did, and they kept doing it. And kept knocking out hit after hit after hit, banger after banger after banger. The
Eagles,
dude,
the Eagles were essentially the guys standing around the Home Depot waiting for a job. They were day workers.
Beautiful voices, good musicians. Again, you don't have to.
If they were in a different line of work.
You don't have to distract.
If they were in a different line of work,
with other bullshit,
they would be digging a pool in a day. They're transient workers. And that's all it is to it. So anyway, back to my original topic, which I've now reminded myself of.
Oh, good. You figured it out.
I did.
Your 4-second attention span didn't derail you too
John Scully
much.
wanted me to tell you hello this morning. So hello from
John
Scully.
Scully.
That's right. John is our friend. He's happy to see some work going on in his street since June today. That's been a little bee in John's bonnet. Mm-hmm. So he's happy about that, but they still have to get to his yard.
Uh-oh. That's going to cause some consternation.
Doing some work on the water mains over in his neighborhood. So, hello, John, and we should throw in hello to Steph, too, if we're going to start saying
hi. Oh, absolutely. Sweetheart.
Yeah. We love Steph. We do. That was me being polite and coughing.
Okay, I
Now I'm getting my coffee.
understand.
I'm freshening up here, and I'm going to let you regale me with all the news that fits. Here we go.
I actually had two stories. One I'm just putting off for tomorrow because it's not what we call time sensitive,
Okay,
so we can get into it tomorrow. So I'll start with what I was originally going to start with anyway.
fantastic.
The U.S. experiencing another gold rush. The spot
Hey.
price for gold closed above 2,500 on Tuesday. That's the highest closing price in history. That number is per troy ounce. Now, don't ask me what a troy ounce is. I have no idea, but I know it's equal to 31 grams.
Wow.
So to put it in perspective, a gold bar or brick that weighs 400 troy ounces is worth over $1 million. So there you go. Gold, of course, always the hedge against inflation. Of course, we had kind of a weak jobs report that came out. It was
So
weaker
here's the
than
question.
expected. So gold is skyrocketing.
All the
There you
gold
go.
in Fort Knox and all the conspiracy theories. Is there still all the gold in Fort Knox? What do you think?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no idea. And
a lot of theories back and forth.
There's a lot of theories, and there's always going to be. And some of them are going to be true, and most of them aren't.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
just
the way it
wondered.
is.
I just wondered if you had a position on whether there's still gold. In
I
Fort
don't.
Knox.
I don't
You
know.
don't.
And I don't know. There's so much mystery around everything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm open to any possibilities.
Okay.
There's nothing that yay or nay. The older I've gotten, the more I'm like, you know what? I'm more open-minded to possibilities. Whether
Right.
they're true or not remains to be seen. But
See, with me,
I don't dismiss. I don't just do this. Oh, that couldn't happen or that wouldn't. Never do that.
Okay, I'm gonna remember
Never
that.
do it.
I'm gonna remember.
Remember, don't. Just
But with
don't.
me,
Yeah.
you know where I see the possibilities? It's like when you see a picture of the winter
Mhm.
and there's like a TIE fighter crashed in the middle of the highway
Okay.
and it's fake, or you see like a snow walker from Star Wars walking across the
Yeah.
highway. And when I see that, I always think, well, yeah, it figures.
Yeah,
Had to
that's
happen
different.
sooner or later.
Yeah.
Isn't it
All
terrible
good.
when you're not shocked by seeing a TIE fighter crash in the middle of 96?
Hey, you don't know what's real and what's not
That's
a lot
right.
of the times anymore.
telling
It's
you.
it's okay. You know what? There are two ways you can either be frustrated, like, oh my God, this is terrible, or be like, it's nice to have some mystery.
Yeah.
I like ruminating and thinking about, could this have happened? Could it have been this? Could it have been that? It's kind of fun because you can't do anything about it one way or the other.
Right.
So it's kind of fun to just, as long as you don't get too serious, I just don't care. What else is happening? The cause of fitness guru Richard Simmons' death has been revealed. According to his brother, Simmons' death was due to a combination of recent falls and heart disease. Simmons
Ugh.
passed away July 13th, one day after his 76th birthday. He'd kind of been a recluse over the last decade plus,
Yeah.
I guess. I just remember when I was a kid, my mom watching him like in the mornings. I remember during summer, when I was off school, he had those deal a meal cards that he, passed out to the ladies in the audience. And he seemed like a nice dude. Did some good.
Yeah.
There's like a short film that's out, I think, in some streaming service carries. I don't think any of the major ones, where Pauly Shore plays Richard Simmons, which
Really?
which
Wow.
seems like central casting. It makes all the sense in the world.
I can't wait to not watch that.
I would, if I knew what it was available on, and I think it's a short film.
What if you
I
had
would
to rent
totally
it?
watch it. He's interesting. It depends on how much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like.
I didn't know if you had the stance of I won't buy rentals either.
Oh no, I won't
Because
rent
you're
things.
you.
I just, as somebody who worked in radio and was significantly underpaid and continues to be significantly underpaid in the broadcast business, I will not pay for events that I worked that are kind of connected to my profession. I won't
Right.
pay for any of those.
Okay.
Even if I want to go see it, I won't pay for it because I have earned the right to not pay for it. I've earned it over these years, and
Okay.
I can't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
And I don't care enough. I don't care enough about going to things enough to where I'm gonna shell out any cash. Still, my biggest regret going back to the Eagles is passing up free Eagles tickets back around 2000. I think it was 2003. They were playing at Van Andel. I was too tired. The show was like, because it was one of those back when you could always get free. If you worked at the station, you could always get free tickets. And I could no longer, and then that passed, and I blew that.
Life and regret.
There you go. No worries. Finally, if you attended last weekend's NASCAR race at Michigan International Speedway, your ears may still be ringing. Sound levels in Brooklyn hit 127.9 decibels on Sunday. That's comparable to a jet taking off.
Wow.
The sound levels were just a little below the Detroit Lions Tampa Bay Buccaneers playoff game in January. That reached 134.3 decibels. That was just ahead of the Detroit Rams game, which was like 133-ish. So that's some loud volume.
Wow. Thank you for that. All that important news, like if you were at a car race, it was loud. Whoa. Nobody would have guessed that.
It's a light story to kind of wrap things up.
I liked it. I'm just simply pointing out the fact that
we're talking, a gold rush, and now I wrap it up with
Here's what I'm getting at. This is one of those stories where, let's say you take somebody to a car race.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go to the races tonight. Okay, that sounds fun. And then when you get there, they sit there and piss and moan about how loud it is all night long. It's like, I said we were going to go to a car race. Did you think it was going to be quiet? It's like saying, I want to go see Megadeth. You want to come? And then they get there and they're like, oh, it's loud. Really?
Yeah.
Whereas if you get to see the Eagles, you're going, oh.
You're going to just enjoy yourself. You're not going to have a headache afterwards.
I can hardly hear. What are they singing?
No, you can. You can.
Everything
hear
smells like Ben Gay in here. Why?
Dude,
it's the
we're
band.
All old. No, they're so old. Which they are, but who cares? Still sound great.
Well, I'm just simply saying. The Eagles are. You know what they are?
The greatest American band in the history of music.
I'll tell you exactly what they are. They're not Genesis.
Of course not. They're better.
I said it.
Sports, Tigers quadruple up the Cubbies. Cubs lose, Cubs lose, Cubs lose. 8-2. That's sports.
All right, Italy for 400. Now I'm a foremost authority on Italy because I had Italian nuns as a school teacher. As school teachers when I was.
I eat a lot of pizza, so.
Well, that's a close second. But these nuns, not only were they Italian nuns, they tuck Kleenexes under their watches underneath their habits. So these are pro-Italians. I know things.
Professional, as opposed to those amateurish Italians.
That's what I'm saying.
By the way, it's pronounced Italian.
It's Italian.
Italian.
Thank you.
No, I go Italian.
Naples has survived eruptions of this nearby volcano most recently in 1944.
It's gonna be a dumb guess. Because I'm really stupid when it comes to mountain ranges in areas of the world or country. And
I'll tell you a mountain range I'm not stupid about. Smoky Mountain Range. Keep on,
like volcanoes. I know Mount St. Helens and Mount Vesuvius.
We're gonna give the guy $400 today.
Wow, I pulled that. Oh my God, that was a complete guess.
That was amazing, Dave Cackley.
Mount Vesuvius.
Give yourself a star on the fridge today. I think we should be excited for you.
Holy cow! That was a blind squirrel finding a nut.
How could you not guess Vesuvius?
That's all. I didn't know where
Mount
Lone
Star
Vesuvius
said
was.
at one point, "Baby, I'm amazed by you." Oh, have yourself a great Thursday, and we will do it again here tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Thursday, Muskegon. We will start off the morning a little on the cooler side, but we are finally warming back up for today. So let's take a look at your forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health. This morning we are very likely to see some patchy fog along with some cooler weather. But just for this morning, as we are finally starting to warm up a little bit as we move through the rest of the day and along through the rest of the weekend, when we will finally have some temperatures that are back up to normal and eventually even back to being above normal. And then we do have some humidity returning with those above normal temperatures. Taking a look across the county at our high temperatures today, there are a couple towns in the county that are having some temperatures that are much closer to that normal temperature rate at about 80 for this time of year. But of course, closer to the lakeshore, we do have some wind coming from the west today, so we will be a little bit cooler on the west side of the county. But for our towns further away, Ravenna, Holton, Twin Lake, and Fruitport, we do have some warmer temperatures, highs in those upper 70s, while closer to the lakeshore in North Muskegon, Montague, Whitehall, even Norton Shores, we are just a bit below those mid 70s, so we're in those lower 70s, and we are still going to be below normal for this time of year. But tomorrow's looking much warmer. Still looking deeper at today, though, we will have sunny skies and a high overall around 75, with some wind out of the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tonight will cool down to about 56 degrees, which is just a couple degrees below normal for our low temperature. And we'll have partly cloudy skies with some very light winds out of the west around 1 to 3 miles per hour. Now taking a look at tomorrow, we are just a slight bit warmer. We're still below normal for this time of year with a high around 77 degrees and some mostly cloudy skies. We do clear up again though for Saturday, and we finally are back to normal for our temperatures with a high around 81, so right at about normal there, and it's just some partly cloudy skies. We'll have lots of sunshine for Sunday though, and we'll have a high around 83. And remember, for this weekend especially, we will be having some of that humidity return, so it will feel even warmer than it actually is, and will be the warmest actually on Monday starting early next week with a high around 85 degrees, which again should be around 80 is our normal, so that's definitely above. And we'll have just partly cloudy skies that day, so we still should be seeing a lot of sunshine. We'll still be seeing a lot of sunshine too as we continue through early next week with partly cloudy skies on Tuesday and Wednesday with highs around 84 and 82. That's all for your Thursday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday.